Hello there, and welcome to the Marketing SOS Show. I am your host, Eric Key, and the purpose of the Marketing SOS Show is for me to help you, help listeners like you, with whatever marketing or business-related questions you have. Regardless of what discipline or what your background is, I'm here to help you. So if you have a question that you need help with, drop me a line. The email is eric@marketingsos.ca, and I'll be sure to get back to you and potentially answer your question on an upcoming episode of the show. Just like today, we have a question from Trevor, who's recently started as the head marketing guy at a brew pub in Milwaukee, but he doesn't have a whole lot of marketing experience, and he's trying to figure out how to get more customer information, to learn what customers want. So we have a few tricks that we can help him with here, and I'm excited to help him out. Let's get to Trevor's question just after this. So, Trevor writes, "Hi Eric, I recently started a marketing position for a craft brew pub in Milwaukee. The thing is, I don't have any marketing experience, just brewing experience, so I'm scrambling at the moment. I'm currently tasked with figuring out what drives our guests' decision-making, customer insights, and to come up with some different outreach techniques. I have no idea where to start. How can I best decipher our guests' decision-making, and what are some useful outreach techniques?" So, Trevor, if you want to learn about your customers, there's a few ways to do it. Now, the main one that I'm going to suggest, and I know it sounds basic, but a lot of people will not do this, or they don't do this, but talk to the guests at your brew pub. Speak to them, ask them questions. So beforehand, maybe sit and think about what questions you have, what assumptions the business has, what is really going to be valuable insights. And then go and talk to some guests and ask them these questions. Now look up SurveyMonkey. There's a lot of different survey software out there. What you can do with a tool like SurveyMonkey is create a short, basic survey that addresses a lot of those questions we just talked about. So yes, you can talk to them, but you can also point these customers towards a survey if you want to as well. So you can develop little call-outs placed on tables, inviting people to do a survey to win X or get a dollar value off their next purchase or even their current meal, which might incentivize them to do it right then. Put it on the receipts and ask the waitresses to call it out for a chance to win X or, again, a dollar value off their purchase. Now, another thing you can do here is, now I know you don't have a lot of marketing experience, but start reading up on Facebook Pixel and Google retargeting code and get these applied to your website. And then one thing you can do is whenever everyone visits your website, you can send them advertisements and ask them to take a survey or another survey specific to that channel instead of the same one you just did. What this kind of means is with Facebook Pixel, if someone lands on your website, you can then serve those people ads on Facebook. Same thing with the Google retargeting code. They've landed on your website, and then you can serve them up with banner ads when they go on other websites besides your own. You've probably seen it with those creepy ads that follow you around. It's time to get creepy, Trevor, and that's what you're going to be doing here. Now, with everything else that you're doing, look at insights you can get from Google Analytics or Google My Business to help give additional context as to how those customers find out and get to your site. One other thing I would look at, this is kind of an aside, but make sure you're tracking the online reviews for your company and look at those of your competitor. You can kind of read both of them and see how people in your market are feeling about different options that they have to eat at. So you can see what they're saying about you, what they like about you, what they don't like about you. Same thing with your competitors. The things they dislike about your competitors, those are potentially things you can turn to your advantage. Now, in terms of outreach techniques, first market you want to take a look at is visitors to your area. So make sure you're listed on TripAdvisor. You have a good Google presence with Google My Business. Get a lot of great pictures up there. Ask and solicit for reviews to make sure you're rated highly, just so you're visible when people are out actually searching for things to do. Now, another option you can do here is you could do some search engine marketing. So those are Google ads, essentially. There's not really other great platforms out there that are going to give you a huge reach because everyone uses Google primarily. So when someone's searching restaurants in Chicago, brew pubs in Chicago, breweries in Chicago, whatever the area that you're in, you want to target those kind of keywords so people that are searching for a restaurant like yours discover it. Or if someone's searching best restaurant in Chicago, top restaurant in Chicago, you're you're showing up there as well when people are searching for those terms. In terms of other outreach possibilities, definitely look at social media in terms of about doing advertising on Facebook and Instagram, but also building up those channels, engaging with customers, having a great feed that's curated and really shows off your brand's personality, and great, amazing shots of your beer and your food. Please, it sounds amazing. Now, Trevor, there are a lot of the other outreach techniques you can do, but I would really suggest looking at what other companies are doing in your area. And it is time to learn more about marketing and digging a little bit deeper into it. There's a lot of things you can do to promote a brew pub. I'm really excited to find out what you decide to do and what route you're going to go on with this. So, Trevor, thank you so much for the question. And I know I dove a little bit more into how to gain customer insights as opposed to specific tactical things you can do for outreach. But I feel that if you go back and listen to a lot of the past episodes on the show, you'll get a lot of different ideas about how to do outreach. There's a lot of information out there. I am very confident you can find it. But in terms of reaching out and learning, talk to people. Ask them questions. Now, for everyone else out there listening, I think this is something everyone kind of takes as a given, but no one actually does it. Very few people actually talk to customers or talk to their clients. A lot of the time, you just sit there and look at the data behind your desk and you think you know something. You get information from the field. You get anecdotal information, but you don't actually take the time to give yourself context and color your decision making. So whenever I can, I always like to talk to customers, whether that's spending an hour in a call center or standing on the floor of the business. Talking to people can help keep you grounded and keep your high-level marketing strategies at a more realistic approach and a realistic level. So that's something I always recommend doing. I love doing that. And I've always got a tremendous amount of value from doing that. So Trevor, again, thank you so much for writing in. And thank you to everyone else out there listening. I truly appreciate your time. And like I said earlier in the show, if you have a question, drop it to me. It's eric@marketingsos.ca. I'd be super pumped to get it and answer your question. And who knows, you might just be featured on an upcoming episode of the show. And if you could do me a solid, drop me a rating and review, and wherever it is you get this podcast, it truly does help and builds this audience even further and allows me to keep giving this show to you free week in and week out. So thank you in advance for that. Thank you again for listening. And until next time, my name is Eric Yee, and I'll talk to you again soon.